Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me for this timeless pick a card tarot reading. Anytime you come across this reading is when you're meant to hear it, regardless of when I recorded it. Trusting in divine timing. And I always set my intentions to bring you information for your highest and best good. To choose your reading, you're going to choose from one of the cards I'm about to reveal. Well, that was 3. And or one of the crystals I'm going to introduce to you. All right, so for reading number 1, we have Labradorite. And for reading number 2, we have Rhodonite. And for reading number 3, Zebra Jasper. All right, let's look at the cards. For reading number 1, this is what the image looks like. And for reading number 2, this is the image. And for reading number 3, this is the image. Looking at the colors and shapes, the crystals, just allow your inner wisdom, your intuition to guide you. Whichever card or crystal you're most drawn to is most likely the reading meant for you. Of course, you're always welcome to listen to 2 or even all 3 if you're drawn to those. You'll find a link to all the readings in the description box below, as well as a list of all the cards that I used during the reading. If I have a link where you can find those cards, I include that as well. Enjoy your reading. Hello, reading number 1. You chose the poet. And the poet is one who sees beauty in all things, really. Things that other people may not notice, or things, situations that people may have strong opinions otherwise. They give form to the mysterious, just like we see these birds seeming to take shape from this dark mist. They are alchemists. And the stone you chose, Labradorite, reminds you of your inner magic. It amplifies your awakening, your remembrance of your gifts, your spiritual confidence, your multidimensional beingness, and it helps you walk between worlds. It's that balance between the seen and the unseen, just like the poet who can put words to things that others can't, or can see it in a way that others can't, or even see things that others don't see or notice. Labradorite is able to help you discern as you channel this information as you create, as you dive into that liminal space, and you're the bridge that helps bring it back. And also there's something about your aura, because look at all these colors. It kind of looks like an aura, excuse me, if you've ever had one of those photographs done where they take a picture of your aura and you see all these colors around you. And Labradorite is a powerful aura protector. It guards against energetic leakage, psychic attacks, emotional vampires. It reflects like a mirror, allowing harmful energies to bounce back without the holder absorbing them. So there's something that you're bringing to light. There's something you're giving form to. Let's find out more. What is reading number 1 bringing to light and giving form to? What is it that you, see that others don't? This might be our 3 cards right here. Oh, that's too many. So, let's see. We'll just take the top 3, right? Because I do feel like we saw them, we were meant to see them. Let's see how I can do this. All right, let me adjust my camera. Okay, I love what we're seeing here in response to the question we've asked. What are you bringing to light? And look at this light shining down on strength. There's a lot of youth in this reading. The light is shining down on this cub. So you could think of it as your inner child. And your inner child being your strength. The Fool has a childlike wonder. And look at this missing piece here. But you are the bridge, right? Because when he walks, he's going to step over and reach this other side. There's something that you're bridging together. You're bridging the seen and the unseen. It's like when somebody buys an old place and everyone is like, why are you buying this dilapidated shack? But the poet sees beauty in it and potential. You see the potential where others don't. You have this curiosity of what you can, it's like, what can I make out of this? And instantly you have the answer, and it happens so fast. You don't even realize you're asking the question. But you have this vision to see potential and beauty in what others don't. And you're the bridge. This Ace of Cups it looks like the fountain of youth. And it's tapping into your inner child. Again, that is your fountain of youth. You following that spark, you having the faith that things will unfold. It's like you have a vision, and because you've seen that vision, you've seen the other side, You already see that shack transformed into some beautiful little retail shop or a cute little cottage that you're going to use and maybe vacation at or rent or whatever your vision is. You've already seen it so clearly that it's easy for you to trust you're going to figure out how to transform it. You know, you're really bringing something to life. And in addition to you doing this, it's your way of being. So there may be something tangible that you bring to life, but it's also you're illuminating a path of freedom, innocence, sacred trust. It's your soul's call to leap, explore, and create without the fear of falling. Because again, you've already seen what it's going to be, and others can't see that vision. So to them, it might look foolish, but to you, it's this primordial yes, this untamed instinct to answer the call of your soul's next project, next chapter, next season, next adventure. So it might look like chaos to others, but it's your holy beginning. You're illuminating the divine impulse, the spark before the flame. Definitely a new beginning, because the Fool is the first major arcana card, and you have 2 major arcana cards out of 3. So this is a big thing for you. And the Ace of Cups is the first card in the Suit of Cups. So definitely beginning something new. Like I said, I see it double. You know, it's like you're beginning this new way of being, but you're also beginning a new project. And you're giving form to not only something that you love, but to love. You're giving form to love in its purest state, a sacred emotional renewal. You are shaping a vessel. You're becoming this vessel for spirit to pour through. This could be a song, some content on the internet, a book, a home. You know, the first thing they showed me was a structure. So if that's you, if you have this vision for some type of structure, let me know, because that was the first thing they showed me. But again, this could be any kind of creative project. But what I really see is that you're taking something and transforming it. The transformation could be very obvious, like a physical building that needs a lot of work that you then transform. It can also be a journey that you document where a transformation takes place, or something that you write that describes how to transform something or how to alchemize something, or a song that even without lyrics, the music itself tells this journey of transformation and inspires that in others. This is emotional sovereignty. It's where your heart becomes a holy chalice. You're offering healing, beauty, intuitive waters to others, but it's coming after they've overflowed from your own well. And the beautiful thing is, the beauty in it is that it keeps flowing. This is a spring that keeps flowing, and it's just the beginning. It's going to lead to so much more, because it's just the beginning of the Ace of Cups. It's just the beginning of the major arcana. And you have the courage, the graceful courage to do this, to follow this spark with your fierce love for this passion. You're embodying inner alchemy. You're taming your own fear through compassion, through passion and compassion. Just channeling your instinct without repression. There's like this big opening, and there's this quiet power in you that's transmuting pain and inviting softness, even in fire. They're showing me that in this work, while you're writing this book or creating this song or transforming this house, this space, you're also transforming yourself. You're overcoming any fears or doubts. And so there may be in the process some things that come up, and it's not coming up to set you back or to hurt you. It was all part of the divine design to help you face these things and transmute them in a very healing way and powerful way. This is a soul-led creation, emotional fulfillment, and it's leading you to deeper sovereignty and service, not from obligation, just from joy, just the radiance that you'll be exuding and setting the example for others. And you're strengthening your ability to do this. It's a healing that ripples outward in unseen ways, and a reclaimed trust in your divine timing and the emergence of your true self, unmasked and radiant. Wow. Reading number 1, so beautiful. And they're reminding me that we started out with the poet, so definitely somebody's writing something as well. Please let me know how this resonates. I love, love, love reading your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Reading number 2, you chose the vow. And right away, I'm receiving something very specific for someone who lost someone and is grieving. And that grief is, in their mind, a form of loyalty, honoring their loved one who has passed on. And your loved one wants you to know that one, they're always with you, and two, they want to liberate you from this grief. They want you to experience joy, and that if you do experience joy, this is not a betrayal of them. I know that's very specific, but it came through so strongly, so I just wanted to share that. For others, there's a similar message, though it doesn't necessarily have to do with someone else, but your path and feeling loyal to a path that you're on and experiencing a desire to liberate yourself from this path, but feeling like you're betraying something or someone or yourself by switching paths. And the Spirit wants you to know that's absolutely not true. The vow you've made is to yourself to have specific experiences, and you're not tied to one specific path. So this path could be a career, it could be where you live, it could be people. And Rhodonite it's about heart healing. It carries the frequency of compassion in action, where love meets courage and forgiveness meets embodiment. It's not the fragile heart, but the fierce heart, the one that's been wounded, tended, and now chooses to heal outward. And I believe I used rose quartz recently in one of the readings. It might have been a couple of readings ago. A rose quartz whispers, it's soft, and rhodonite is resilient. It teaches that love is a verb. And what I see is some of you may have also experienced a departure, like in the form of a broken contract or a breakup, and you're the one that's feeling betrayed for this broken vow or this broken promise. But with this rhodonite, what I see is that you are picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and you are stronger all the more for it. Let's get some tarot cards and find out some more. All right, tell us more about reading number 2's vow. What is changing? All right, we have the 3 of Swords. Not surprised. The 4 of Cups. And the Hierophant. All right, wow, look at this card. It reminds me of that first kind of rule, excuse me, of not partaking of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And Eve biting that apple. And the serpent, like here is a little snake. I feel that, that story has so many different interpretations. And one of them is not partaking from someone else's knowledge. In other words, if somebody tells you this is how it should be or this is how it shouldn't be, if that doesn't sit right with you, then, making your own way. Knowledge is power. And look at these little eggs back here. So there's a promise of a new life, even if there's something uncomfortable. This is a tender, intentional unraveling. You're no longer piercing yourself with the memory of what was or what could have been. The swords are slipping out now, one by one, because you're stopping identifying with this heartbreak. And you're choosing healing, not through denial, but through integration. So you might be revisiting the moment that this quote unquote vow was made or this rule was imposed and why it couldn't hold. And you're offering compassion to the version of you who needed that vow or that rule at that time. You're acknowledging the pain, but no longer letting it define your path. This is a sacred, what's the word in medical terms? Suture? Soul stitches forming beneath the surface. You're forgiving yourself, not for failing, but for trying to hold something that was too heavy for who you were at the time. And the Four of Cups is you are awakening from an emotional fog, reaching again for what you once ignored or couldn't feel ready to receive. And you're saying yes again to life, to spirit, to new offerings of love that looked different than you expected. I sense that there's something that you needed to separate from, and some of you became like indifferent, apathetic, or numb to it. And that was part of the sign that you were ready to grow past it. And now you're in that phase where you are growing past it. This is a soul's gentle hand, like telling you to chin up. You're no longer numb, no longer fixated on what wasn't. You're starting to see what is. We see these three cups with flowers in them and one doesn't. And what's interesting is, look at these. These are the spears or the swords in her, and it looks like the same kind of flowers. So it's like you pulled these out and put them in vases and put them on a shelf, and it's like they were still there, like like an urn with ashes, and you're holding on to that. It was still occupying your energy. And now you're ready to move on to something new. This empty cup is ready to receive something new. There's a space that was once filled with grief that's now fertile ground for blessings and surprises and joy. This is an entirely new space, an experience. And the Hierophant is and it looks like she's buying flowers or something. It's something new, though. Oh, books. So this is a vow that didn't end, but that's been transmuted. You're now making space for a higher, wiser, truer version of what that vow once aspired to be, but now is rooted in spirit. It's not coming from a place of fear. It's your soul knowing, not survival. So it's like you had this set of rules that were supposed to help you navigate to your ultimate goal, your mission, but they were somebody else's set of rules, and now you're creating your own set of rules. So it's like you still have the same mission, and there was some kind of confusion and cloudedness about whether or not you are on the same mission, and you are. It's just not quite what you thought it was because you had the wrong navigation system, which was throwing you off. And now you have the ability to even guide others. This is where it's leading a new devotion, not to a person or a rigid role or dogma or a set of somebody else's rules, but to divine order, to sacred truths, to creating your own traditions, your own way. You're becoming the vessel, the teacher, the keeper of keys you once sought in others. This is the reformation of the vow on your terms in partnership with Spirit. And everything that happened before wasn't a failure or a mistake. It was part of the journey you were meant to have so that you could help others find their own sacred navigation system. And you're forgiving others, forgiving yourself, opening your heart again. Excuse me. Trusting that life still has beauty to offer you. You're moving on by saying yes to what's here now instead of dwelling on what once was. And you're making space for a higher vow, one that aligns with your soul's wisdom and serves not just you, but others as well. So beautiful. It's really a beautiful alchemization, if that's a word. Reading number 2, please let me know if this resonates. It's an evolution. That's what I see. It's an evolution. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 3. You chose the storm, and if this was your first pick, I'm impressed that the storm card didn't scare you off. And, to me, thunderstorms are beautiful. I love them. I love the sound and the energy. It cleans the air. It just feels so wonderful to me. Sometimes I'll even find a YouTube video of thunderstorm sounds, the rain and the thunder. I find it very peaceful. And of course, the lightning helps put nitrogen in the soil so that things grow. After a big thunderstorm, all the plants just look amazing. It's like they grow so much overnight with the energy from a thunderstorm. And so this is what I see coming for you, is this huge growth. The storm archetype is very much like the tower. It can feel like an upheaval, but it's followed by growth. And this lightning going down the middle is like that aha moment, that epiphany, right? When lightning strikes and you're just like, I know what to do now. I understand this now. And the zebra Jasper, visually it matches the card, but energetically it does as well. It's that balance between light and shadow. It teaches that duality is not a battle, it's a dance. Black and white, yin and yang, action and stillness. It helps integrate your inner contradictions, showing you that both can be true. You can be soft and strong, wounded and wise, sacred and sensual. And I see it being this beautiful cycle, beautiful dance, this sacredness in shadow and sunlight. Our plants need to go to sleep at night. Some of them are opposite, and then they need the sunlight as well. They need sunlight, but they also need storms to grow. And we're the same. We need both. Let's get some tarot cards and see what else we can find out about this change, how this change is coming about, this lightning strike, and what growth you're about to experience. What is the change reading number 3 is about to experience, and what growth will follow? Where will that lead? I just got a vision of Jack and the Beanstalk. What change is about to happen for reading number 3? All right, here we go. The 3 of Cups, all right. Okay, here's 2 cards. Let's take this. The Wheel of Fortune and Judgment. All right. What a beautiful spread. And you got 2 major arcana. So this is a huge change. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune literally means change, right? It keeps turning. The wheel keeps turning, different seasons. And the season that you're entering is a season of connection, joy, soul, kinship. And this might look like reuniting with aligned community, finding your soul tribe, calling in new collaborators, kindreds, creative companions. We see here that they're playing in the sand, creating something in the sand on the beach together. And we see this companion, the dog. It might look like a deepening of existing friendships, relationships into something more spiritually significant. But this change brings celebration and the sacred reminder that you don't have to do this alone. So a heart that was once cautious or solitary is opening again, not just to be seen, but to be celebrated. You may also be shifting the way you celebrate yourself, no longer minimizing your magic. Excuse me. This is about saying yes to joy without guilt, to support without shame, allowing others to help you without feeling ashamed of it, allowing yourself to experience joy without feeling guilt. If you came from reading number 2 to this one, let me know, because wow, what a great following for that reading. And the Wheel of Fortune is it's the hand of fate turning the wheel. This growth is not small. It's evolutionary. You're aligning with a new rhythm, one that elevates you beyond old cycles. And this is going to bring sudden opportunities, shift in fortune, energy, timing. It's a break from stagnation, a divine course correction toward your destiny. This isn't random luck. It is a response to your readiness, to the growth. This growth is not just external, it's a deep trust in the flow of life, a spiritual flexibility, a willingness to rise when the moment comes. You're becoming the version of yourself who can say yes to the next level. Yeah, and I see you just like this eagle swooping down to catch some fish. I see you seeing through the water clearly now. And I mean, there's water in all 3 of these. And you're able to hone in to what it is that you want. There's clarity now. this aha moment is bringing you clarity, which is also part of opening the door for this growth, because it's easier for you to know which direction to go in. And this is leading to your soul's awakening. Look at the sun rising. Your true calling. You know, with the Three of Cups is all about emotion. We have water in this Wheel of Fortune card. We have water in this Judgment card. There's lots of feelings. But remember, we started with joy. And actually, we started with the storm, which is more water. So, yeah, lots of feelings. Your feelings are changing. Your higher self stepping forward, radiant and ready. This is the moment when the old self falls away, and it leads to remembering why you came here. It's like hearing your soul's name again, answering the call to embody your full purpose, releasing shame, releasing guilt, releasing outdated roles for your highest and best good now. This is resurrection, reclamation, rebirth. You're becoming more you than ever before. A joy-filled reconnection to soul kinship, and that connection shifts your orbit, your rhythms, brings aligned change, synchronicities, opportunities, and you rise into your sacred voice and calling. If you're someone who watches all three of the readings and you're watching them in the order of 2, 3, and then 1 last, that order, 2, 3, and 1, let me know. Wow, this is a beautiful, huge change and period of growth. It feels so happy. It feels like stepping outside after the storm when everything's growing and the air feels clean and energized and alive. Reading number 3, please let me know if this resonates. I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.